Thanks to Baiyi for sponsoring today's video. Hey guys, Hayley here, welcome back. So today I have a very exciting May anime figure and merch haul. I have actually been sick for the last 2 weeks, so I've got like a pile of figures that I literally cannot wait to unbox. I've just been staring at them lovingly, like cannot wait to see what they look like out of the box. So I'm really excited for some of the figures in today's video. But first, before we jump into the figures, I did pick up a few things from independent artists I thought I'd show you guys. First up is a ton of super cute FGO art by the artist Florence Momo. I actually ordered this ages ago, but because the shipping option wasn't available to my country, I had to wait a few months, but now I have it. It is so cute. I love this like Sakura gacha tote. I got these cute badges, these adorable stickers, and I love her Nendoroid box designs. They're absolutely perfect for figure collectors. I also got this adorable Nido Crisp pin and these two adorable wooden pins as well. Next up, I got in some Patreon rewards. First up is this springtime bunny like treats enamel pin. So cute, so adorable, so delicious. I love it. I got some rewards from this set of enamel pins of cute animals doing chores. Isn't that the cutest theme ever? I also got a couple of extra pins added to my order. And lastly, I made a pretty big order from an online store called Cafe, like Illustration Cafe. And I think they have multiple artists that sell their prints through that store. And I bought a ton of the cutest and most aesthetic looking postcards and prints. I honestly got so many, I'll just put in B-roll of them all. Like these two are two of my favorites. Yeah, I originally saw this store in Gwen and Danielle's like convention vlog, and so when I ordered the art, like it took a while for it to get to Australia because of all the shipping closures and things like that, but very happy to have these. Alright, now let's move on into the merch. I have a ton of flat clear file stuff. I got some of these Studio Ghibli clear files because I'm obsessed with these designs. I just think they're the cutest, most aesthetic thing ever. I don't know, they make me feel really happy and good. I've got this Quintessentials quintuplet one because they all look really cute, and this one of Nino because, yeah, she is best girl. Especially with her short hair. Then I got this Spy Family one with Yor on the cover. I think this is just one of the manga covers if I remember correctly, but I think it looks really aesthetic and she's like a bomb character. Lastly, I've got this massive Shikishi board of Holo. They had so many designs. It was honestly so hard to pick, but you know, I like this one. She's smiling, she looks really cute. I love the purple as well, and I love the size. These are like great for putting on walls. Next up, I actually have a plushie. So this is a Spirit Bird from Monster Hunter Rise. Unfortunately, I didn't play Monster Hunter Rise as much as I would have liked to. I never got too far into it, but this is an extremely cute plushie, and I don't know, I think it's a really cute like token from the game. Then I've got this bag of charms and badges, so I'm going to try and rapid through these. First up, I got these Jujutsu Kaisen ending outfits, summer vacation charms. Super cute. I love that you can chain them all together. I think I've got the Toge one as well, so I'll be able to join him and his friends together. Next up, this adorable Nadeshiko charm. I absolutely love her expression in this. Had to get it. Then I picked up some Haikyuu can badges. I love that these are holographic. Some more quintessential quintuplet stuff. I've got these two giant can badges, Nino and Yotsuba. They're both kind of best girls. I don't know what I said before, but... Then I've got this Nino acrylic stand. This is massive. This is like the size of my face. I wasn't expecting it to be this big. It is advertised as a big acrylic stand. This is really cool. I hauled something similar last month, but I did go back and buy the other set of the Kei Mochizuki postcards because they look really cool and aesthetic. Then I've got this little acrylic plate, which comes with a little stand. It's of Jean and Jolta, and I think this is from like Fate Grand Carnival. Yeah, I just thought the art was really cute. The next thing is I picked up another box of Shikishi boards, but I think this is like the best box of Shikishi boards I've ever picked up because it is Eurocamp themed. And the designs on here look like way too cute. Oh my gosh. I'm actually so excited. Like I've never been so excited to open a Shikishi board. So there are 12 different designs. I think if you buy the box, you get all 12. Oh my god. Nadeshiko and Rin are just enjoying a hot cup of cocoa. Oh, this is so cute. I love it. Like 10 out of 10 Shikishi board content. So colorful, so vibrant. Honestly, I'm probably gonna keep like all 12 of these and do like a collage of them somewhere in my room. I think that would look so cute. I think I way prefer Shikishi boards where there's actually like different art for each one as opposed to the same template and then just like the different character on like a white background. Like these are way more artistically collectible. I've got a couple of quick art book items before we move on. The first one, I actually saw this from one of Gwen's videos. This is the Mitsubeni calendar. So the calendar comes with a blank notebook and then you get all of these circular calendar prints. It's May, so I can't actually use the calendar portion of half of this. But what you can do then is pop out the middle circle and then you have a cute little art print. And they're all beautiful, stunning. Oh, the quality of this is amazing. And it comes with a little stand to hold it up. I bought this off of Amazon Japan. It's probably still available and it's probably kind of cheap now because who the heck wants to buy a calendar in May? So if you're just after the art as prints, get on it. It's beautiful. The other art book I picked up is the Wotakoi official artworks book. I love Wotakoi and it took me a long time to get this art book and I don't know why because it is amazing and it's like the cutest thing ever and oh my god, they're so cute. There's some nice full color illustrations in here and also kind of like comic black and white illustrations and little comic strips that I can't read because they're in Japanese. So much of the art in here is just, it's too cute. I am like so desperate to unbox some figures, but I did have a couple of apparel items that I picked up, which is kind of rare for me, but I did make an order on the Ava store and I got this t-shirt, which is the same design of Ray's hoodie in the first Radiover figure, which is cute. And I also got this kind of windbreaker jacket. I love it. I've already worn it out a few times. I love that it's Asuka's number as well. That's just like cherry on top of the cake. Yeah, really nice. I do really like the Ava store apparel, but it can get pretty expensive. Oh my god, I just had one very quick piece of merch before the figures. It's this little Sumika Garashi hair clip. Isn't that so cute? All right, let's unbox some figures now. Shut up, Hayley. All right, first figure this month to open is one that I'm very excited for, but a little concerned about at the same time. And that is the 1/7 Jean Bart Azur Lane 1/7 figure by Wings Inc. This is the dress version of her. I picked this up because I immediately fell in love with the design of this figure, which is not surprising because the original illustration was done by Ask, who is like, has Midas touch when it comes to drawing stuff that gets turned into figures. Like so many bangers have come out of Ask's artistic ability, and I was hoping this would be the same. I do also just love the design of the character. I love the colors, I love the hair, I love all these glasses behind her. It's so elegant, so powerful. So I got the figure. Now, the reason I said I was a little nervous to open this one is I did go into my figure collection and some people weren't too pleased with it. There's a bit of a range of opinions. Some people were really happy, some people were not really happy. From the outside of the box, she looks pretty good, so I am very keen to make my own opinion. I love these like boxes that are just transparent. I love being able to just see in and see the figure. I don't know. It's very like altar-y. All right, getting the instructions out because I'll probably need them. You know what's not a good sign? Seeing like 12 wine glasses that I'm gonna have to somehow attach to this thing. It looks like a lot of work. What am I, a bartender? All right, taking her out of the box. First impression, she looks beautiful. Second, third, and fourth impression is I'm starting to see a whole bunch of little things to complain about. Like, this isn't even connected to the base here. Am I supposed to put that together? Why does it look like that? Yeah, I don't know about that. A few big immediate concerns with like the quality control of it, but like overall at a glance, she looks beautiful. I'm gonna suss out these bottles. Oh my god, I have just come back from putting all these glasses on this figure. Usually I live life on the edge. I hold the figure up here to show you guys. I'm not gonna touch this. I'm just gonna leave it on the table because each individual glass slots in and the structure that it slots into is not the sturdiest thing and it kind of comes apart very easily and all the glasses just fall down. I think I dropped about 6 or 7 of the glasses just randomly, like they just fall off. So quite frustrating. I do like the end effect that the glasses have behind her, but the mechanism, they're not quite secure enough. Like, it's very annoying. In general, my thoughts on her are quite torn. Like, there's a lot that I love about this figure. I love her energy. I love the pose. I love that she's this badass lady having a drink and she could kill me if she wanted to. I love that vibe. In general, I am quite impressed with the sculpting of the figure. There are a few points where things don't seem to connect perfectly, but apart from that, I do really like her hair and her outfit. There are a few quality control issues in the paint on mine. A few of the areas that look like it should have a lot of the detail, like when you look closely, the paint's just not that nice, or they're not painting within the lines. There's a few like flecks of paint in places they shouldn't be. And like I was saying earlier, that drinks structure at the back feels very cheap and plasticky, and it doesn't just do a good job of keeping the drinks in place. Yeah, I'm definitely a little bit disappointed because when you look at the prototype for this figure, there's so much promise of quality. There's so many places on the figure that says, oh, look at the detail here, you know, look at this high level of detail. But when you get the actual product, like from afar, it looks like you got that, but when you look up close, you didn't. It's like they couldn't take it all the way. They only took the quality kind of maybe 75%. Whereas I feel like, I hate to say it, but if someone like Alta picked up this design and made this figure, this would be like, you know, super high up in my list of rankings. So great idea, great design, execution, I don't know. And this wasn't cheap. She retailed for 16,800 yen, which is pretty expensive. Like, I feel like if Ulta made this figure, it would have been way more expensive than that. But you know, still not cheap, and yeah. It's a bit of a weird problem to have with figures because I guess most cases when the figure's in the shelf, I just look at it from a distance anyway. So I feel like, you know, 90% of the time when I look at Jean, I'll be like, yeah, I love that figure. But when I get a little too close, it's like, oh, right. Forgot that that paint mark was there. I also looked at some of the other art of Jean Bart, and I saw this. skin. This is the first snow upon the cutlass edge. And I was like, wow, that would make an amazing figure. Turns out they're making a figure of that. I mean, that looks amazing. I was literally just like, oh, that would make an awesome figure, and they're making one. So it'll be interesting how that turns out as well. I am really excited to have this figure though, because I feel like she officially kickstarts my badass ladies having a drink of alcohol while they look at you like they want to kill you shelf. Because I've got a few more that fit this vibe that I've got on pre-order, so I think they're gonna look amazing together. Before we move on though, a quick word from the sponsor of today's video. Bai. Bai is a Japanese proxy shipping service which lets you buy things from Japanese stores. Through Bai, you can browse sites such as Amazon JP, Yahoo Japan Auctions, Rakuten, Mercari, and Bai will handle the bidding and purchasing for you. You can also install Bai's Add to Bai extension, which lets you add items to your Bai cart directly from sites such as Melon Books or Animate. You don't need to know any Japanese this way, and they also have additional features such as snipe bidding, package consolidation, protective packaging, and all sorts of shipping options such as DHL, EMS, Surface Parcel, FedEx. So despite me having some negative opinions on some of these figures today, if you like the look of them, you can find them on Yahoo Japan Auctions for the best price, and Bai can help you buy them and ship them to you. Use my link in the description down below to get 2,000 yen off of your first purchase. Thanks again to Bai for sponsoring today's video. Alright, moving on to the next figure. This is also one that I'm a little nervous about, but equally excited as well. And that is the Kirigiri 1/8 painted scale figure by Phat Company from Danganronpa. This is, I believe, the third re-release of this figure. Yeah, this originally came out in 2014, then again in 2019, and again in 2021. And she only retailed for 12,000 yen. For what I'm used to for buying scales, even 1/8 scales, that's like a really low price for what this figure looks like. And especially for Phat Company, I'm not sure if that's because she was released initially years ago and they're kind of locked into always selling her at that original price. Maybe if they could, if she was a new figure, they would charge something more like, I don't know, 15,000 yen or even higher. Because if you look at the latest Phat Company Danganronpa figure, I believe that is a 1/7, but this is 22,000 yen. And it's a really nice figure, but like, if you compare it to the 12,000 yen for this, it seems like a bit of a ripoff. I mean, even just this other Phat figure, which is 13.5 thousand yen, is more expensive, and the Kirigiri has like infinitely more features to the figure. But all the extra stuff with this figure is also my concern with it, because online I think a lot of people have had a lot of quality control issues with this figure, a lot of issues putting her together, base not fitting, things not slotting in all the way, and so I am a little nervous to see how she goes. Enough talk, let's try and put it together. I love this little Monokuma they put on the flat. That's a nice touch. I feel like I'm gonna need the instructions for this. First piece we have is the base. I really like this basketball court base. It's really glossy. I love the emblem. The blood isn't quite as vibrant as I would like, but the details on this are really nice other than that. That's a good start. And then I have to put this plastic stand into this hole. Okay, that seems to have gone okay. Then we have the little table that Kyouko rests on. Oh, I really dropped it. This looks pretty good. Then we've got Kyouko herself. Like, looking at her, the quality is definitely not great. I've seen better 1/8s, but it's not that bad. But I definitely, like, it's definitely forgiven because it's a 1/8 and it feels like a pretty small 1/8 at that. All right, so I finished putting her together. That was a little challenging, and like, Kyouko doesn't all the way fit into the spot on the table, but the rest of the figure kind of came together quite easily and nicely. I did read on my figure collection some people had massive issues getting her onto the base. Like they were recommending to use hair dryers just to heat the figure up before you insert it into the base. So luckily I didn't have to do that and I was able to put it together. And I'm pretty happy with this figure. Like by far my favorite thing about this figure is the composition of the figure. I love that they managed to cram in so many elements from the game. Like they've got Monokuma in there, a basketball, the blood, table, the school theme, even like the cup noodles and the like targeting symbol that they use in the game as well in the back there. I think it all looks really cool and really impressive when you look at the figure all together. I think the biggest thing that lets the figure down is the sculpting and coloring and the details on Kyouko herself. It looks a little rough in certain places, and from certain angles, it's feeling like a prize figure to me more than a scale figure. And it's kind of weird because there's other parts of the figure that are detailed beautifully, like the base is beautiful and it has this lovely glossy finish and high quality print on there. But I do think that like that can be forgiven given the price tag of the figure. I'm happy with what I got for 12,000 yen. I think it's actually such a steal, provided you don't get a quality control issue and you can actually put yours together. But no, I am really happy to have these. It'd be interesting to compare the quality control though of this with the initial release, like to see if like the 2021 release are just like that much more busted. But I'm happy I have her, and I also have someone that goes with her to unbox next. And of course, that is Chiaki Nanami, also 1/8 scale figure from Phat company. So similar to Kyouko, she also basically got a re-release at the same time. She was a little more expensive. She retailed for 13,500 yen. And honestly, I think I like Kyoko's design a little more than this one. I'm a little bit more worried about Chiaki. From the My Figure Collection page, I think more people had problems with this one, and specifically issues around bits of the figure sagging and not sitting at the correct height, and that just sounds like a really crappy issue to have with a figure. Like, how do you even fix that? So, you know, fingers crossed. They've got nice little cute art on the flap again, that's nice. This one looks a little more intense in putting her together. She's got all these like video game cables and consoles flying around that all have to go somewhere. All right, first thing I have is the base, which is super cute. It's a giant Monokuma head, and then she's like floating above it. I think it's really cute, and it's actually like kind of big and heavy. Okay, these instructions also suck and are not very helpful at all. All right, I'm midway through assembling this figure, and it is a pain in the ass. Basically, you have all these elements, and you have to connect it to these acrylic poles and then stick them into the appropriate holes on the base. The QC on like the holes and the stems aren't great, so a lot of it is quite challenging. All right, I've got Chiaki out now. I think the quality is pretty similar to Kyouko, like not great, not terrible. Some parts of it remind me of being more prize figure-y, and she is quite a small 1/8. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be happy with just this if it didn't come with all the other gimmicks. All right, putting this big acrylic stem into the back of Chiaki is the weirdest piece of assembly I've ever done on any figure ever. It felt so unnatural, so weird, and I was probably a little bit too forceful, almost at risk of breaking this. After like 15 minutes, I've finally finished putting Chiaki together. This instruction manual wins the award for being the most useless instruction manual. It literally just tells you like, oh yeah, this J cable goes into here. not like how you're supposed to wrap it around her arm twice and all that stuff. So this sucks. Just look at the picture and try to suss it out. All right, here she is. And honestly, I'm a little underwhelmed. Like, I'm not as in love with it as I thought I would be, and I also don't like it as much as I like the Kyouko one. I think my biggest issue with it is that the approach that this figure takes is to have this giant base and then have all these plastic things hold up the main core of the figure, and it'll look like, oh, they're just kind of floating around. But and seeing it in the pictures, it looked like that and it looked really nice. But seeing it in person, like, I can't not see these plastic beams, and I don't quite get the same effect that they're all floating in space. I feel like the TV is in a weird spot, and I feel like Monomi is like really far back. And so when I look at it from the front, like the depth of the figure seems a little weird. I personally didn't have any issues putting her together. Like, it wasn't fun, but everything went where I think it's supposed to go. I think other people have an issue where the TV is a lot lower than it should be. I think mine is in the correct position, but yeah, it sucks that there's a ton of quality control issues with this figure. Similar to the Kyouko, the sculpting and the painting is alright, probably fine for the price, but nothing that I'm like too impressed about. I do really like the video game console and all of the video game cables they kind of put into the piece. It really adds to Chiaki's character, and I think it makes it a really dynamic figure. But yeah, it's a shame I don't really like it in person as much as I thought I would. Maybe because I'm holding it too close, and if I kind of stand back and look at it, like, oh yeah, the further away it goes, like, the nicer it seems, because I don't notice all the support poles as much. But I don't know, I definitely like the Kyouko more. I didn't get why the Chiaki is more expensive. If I had to recommend you pick up one, I'd go with the Kyouko. Although I do think Chiaki is cuter, I just don't think the figure is cuter. I don't know, maybe I'm being too harsh on these two figures, because like maybe I've been spoiled, and all of the figures I've opened recently have been like immaculately stunning. But you know, they're good. I'm happy they re-released them. I'm happy I have them. I think they'll look awesome on a shelf when you look at it from afar. And similar to the Jean Bart, just don't get too close to the figure and look at it. But from afar, damn, the impact is there. It's like, that's the theme of today's haul. It's all about figure like composition from afar as opposed to really good details up close. All right, and that brings us to the last figure of the day, which I think is a little more like standard, less risky, and that is because it is a B-style figure, and it's a very popular B-style. It is the Kaguya bunny version, quarter scale, freeing B-style bunny figure from Kaguya-sama, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Yeah, picking up the Kaguya bunny was a bit of a no-brainer for me. She retailed for 26,000 yen, which is quite expensive. It's very expensive, to be honest, for how simple a bunny this is. And I think the biggest selling point for me is that I do already have the Chica bunny, and so getting the Kaguya, like, you pose them together, I think that would just be so cute. And the Chica bunny, the price of that has gone up quite considerably. So looking on Yahoo Japan auction, it looks like the average Chica bunny goes for about 46,000 yen, which is quite a bit above retail. I looked at the Kaguya prices as well, and it looks like she's still around retail, around kind of 23 to 25,000 yen. To match the trend with some of the other figures we've opened, I did go to the My Figure Collection page, and there is a little bit of, you know, an error or a quality control issue with this figure. That's really the theme of this whole video. Anyway, so let's see how my Kaguya looks and if I can notice this issue at all. here she is. Opening a quarter scale feels so weird after opening the 1/8. Like, I felt like I was like a giant trying to like play with little toys, and now I'm a small person playing with giant toys. Here's Kaguya's base, white, absolutely nothing on it. All right, I've put Kaguya together. That was really easy to put together compared to the Danganronpa ladies. Pretty much ears in, feet on the base, and away you go. All right, let's talk about this bunny. Oh, my bad. All right, let's talk. That was lame, but yes, the problem that some of the people, most of the people had with their Kaguya bunny is that her hands don't touch each other. And it is a bit of a shame because if we go back to the prototype pictures, each of her fingers are very delicately touching the other side, you know, like she's doing one of these and then whatever, and then we get the final product and they're not touching. And different people have like differently sized gaps between the hand as well. And for mine, her hands are pretty close, but one hand's like higher than the other, so they ain't gonna touch anyway. Yeah, it's a little weird. I wonder if I can just move them into place. We'll come back to the hands in a moment, but moving on to the rest of the bunny, I do think she looks really good. I really think that Freeing nailed her hair and her face. I think it looks very much like Kaguya, and I can't wait to put her next to Chika. I think they're gonna look so cute together. Like the Chika, her bunny suit has a bit of kind of a purple color going through there. You can't really tell from the photos. You can definitely tell in person though, and it is quite nice. It definitely elevates the figure a little bit. I'm also quite impressed with the sculpting for it. I think Kaguya's got some really banging shoulder blades, and the rest of the body sculpt is nice. The shading is, it's alright. There's pretty much only shading on the bunny suit because she has black hair. So they just kind of, there's like minimal shading in the hair, hard to do with black hair anyway. Okay, I'm feeling a little torn because I love her. Like, I really love that I own this, right? I love Kaguya. I love that I have a Kaguya B-style, and I'm happy with how it turned out. I think it looks good, but I can't help but feel like a little bit underwhelmed by the bunny. Like, on paper, it's fine, it's good, it's Kaguya, but it's just like, it's a bit boring. I feel like maybe I've been spoiled because I've been able to splurge and buy so many bunnies that like when I get a fairly basic bunny, I'm just like, oh yeah, it's the Kaguya bunny. Maybe also because Kaguya has short hair, it's a lot more simple. Like if you compare Kaguya to like the 02 bunny, right? The amount of sculpting and shading that just went into the 02 bunny's hair, like we don't have all that on the Kaguya one, even though it's like perfectly how Kaguya looks in the anime. So you can't really do anything about that. It's hard to add dynamics to a figure when they don't have long hair, they're in a bunny suit. Like you have to give them a prop or something else. Like maybe if they even lowered one of her ears, it would have felt a little bit more exciting. And yeah, the hands not touching do piss me off a little. Like if I go back to the Danganronpa figures, those were like, what, 12,000 yen? And so I'd forgive it. This figure was 26,000 yen retail. So I'd expect them to be able to deliver on a couple of hands touching. Like, I feel like it's expected that it should look like the prototype, especially when we're paying this like premium price. But you're cute though, like you're still cute. I'm just overly critical, I'm sorry. Yeah, I felt like I rambled on a lot there, but I reckon like TLDR, I love the Kaguya bunny, but I think in general, I love bunnies with long and dynamic hair just way more than bunnies with short hair. Like naturally, they have a lot more going for them than this because of the character design. And I don't want them to change the character design, so it's a catch-22. Is that what a catch-22 is? And those are all the figures that I had to unbox today. What an absolute mixed bag. It's like, damn, that really is like the epic highs and lows of figure collecting, you know? Riverdale reference. I feel like my last haul video, if you haven't seen it, every single figure was a banger, 10 out of 10. Damn, this shit's so good. But in this video, I feel like I had something negative to say about every single figure I unboxed. I feel like maybe I'm just a negative Nelly or I'm too critical. I am very happy with everything I bought, but it just wasn't like, wow, I have no complaints level happy, you know? Yeah, let me know if you guys have unboxed a figure recently that didn't quite meet your expectations and you were maybe like a smidgen disappointed with it. I'd love to know. Before I sign off, if you're curious to see me unbox a figure that I wasn't disappointed about, the Miss Orangeette figure, feel free to pledge to my Patreon to access exclusive videos of figures that are a little too spicy to show on YouTube. With that, I hope you guys have a good week and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye! Huge massive thank you to Neon Nyan, Furkan, Retro Richie, Sleepy Quinny, Rurika, Mike, Eduardo, and Tattletale, and all these beautiful names on the screen.